I love when the black community says, let's boycott Asian businesses. Please do. We'll get rid of the Chinese takeout, the dry cleaners, the laundromats. Let's get rid of the liquor stores as well. Get rid of the Jordans you guys wear, the Nikes you wear, the shower caps, the Hondas, the Hyundais, all your car electricians, the electronics in your house, the Sony, the TV system, your sound system, the microphones that you guys use to rap and speak about awareness for the black culture and the hip hop culture. Where do you think that's made? That's made all in Asia. And here's another thing for you guys. You guys want us to leave the neighborhood so bad? Oh, Asian people are not neighborhoods? We're in white neighborhoods. We have our own Chinatown. We have our own Koreatown. You think we really need you guys to benefit off and make money? A lot of us do go to college as well. You're being outworked by immigrants who barely speak English. And you're not embarrassed? Go to the bank, start your own businesses, and deal with your own people. I want to see your own women get on their hands and knees and do pedicures and manicures and deal with nasty-ass attitudes, okay? Please, boycott Asian business. I'm all for it.
My good Asian siblings, I'm tired that the white man's tactics keep working on us. They always treat us like the perpetual foreigner. You see how they did us during COVID. Chinese Exclusion Act, concentration camps, now icing our neighborhoods. We try to break this label by assimilating and emulating the white man model of success. We worship their institutions, their titles of prestige and salaries. They block us from going to these institutions. Then white men use the Asians as the face of the movement to dismantle affirmative action. And we can admit it even less now amongst other marginalized communities. Why are we fighting so hard to be part of an institution that doesn't want us there to begin with? Then they give us symbolic victories like the Stop Asian Hate Crime bill, which there is Asian hate, but when other communities are also getting brutalized and there's nothing but silence, this victory just becomes another point of tension devised by the white man to separate us from everybody else. And then we see some of us physically doing the white man's bidding, emulating the racism, anti-blackness, violence, to the point where we're taking people's lives. Then the white man let us walk free. Why? To continue to divide us and other marginalized communities. It's all part of the Grand Master Plan to reinforce these institutions and systems that the white man has created to maintain their power and control over everybody else. Do not be a white devil in Asian skin. Do not fall for the white man tactic.
Columbia, South Carolina right now is on the brink of eruption. Ever since the verdict came down where Rick Chow was found, was acquitted of all charges, and the unaliving of 14-year-old Cyrus Belton, the black community is fed up and they're tired. And they're calling this stuff out, right? The mother has spoken, the father has spoken. Now we're seeing videos where the store has been just destroyed. But again, when I did the video on this, I said, okay, he had a firearm, right? The police said, that he had a firearm, but he was pow in the back while running away. And remember, now based off the law in America, you can leave out of your establishment or out of your house, chase somebody down the street and unalive them, and you'll be found not guilty, right? I mean, based off the law now, right? The same, like I said, y'all, because y'all remember what happened in the Latasha Harlan's case back in 1992, when she walked away, and we on video, she's seen pow on this Korean woman is seeing pow on this 15-year-old girl in the back of the head, right?
Would the court please read the verdict? The title of court and cause. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Simi guilty of voluntary manslaughter in violation of Penal Code Section 192A.
It is not a time for rhetoric, which serves no purpose other than to fuel the fire. It's like throwing gasoline on a fire that's already burning. It is my opinion that Mrs. Du is not a danger to the community and that she is not going to reoffend.
I know a criminal when I see one. I know a person who presents a danger to the community when I see one. When I don't, I treat that person as something other than that.
He got away with murder.
I damn sure hope so, that there would be all the hell in the black community.
Somebody would care.
Stand up and see this insanity for exactly what.
So you saw that W judge saw that this young black girl was murdered, right, on video. But again, their disdain for you is worse than anything. This is a spiritual battle, boy. Listen, my FBAs, y'all don't really know who you are and how these people view you, right? Because we get to a Kai Gurley. Y'all remember Kai Gurley in Brooklyn back in 2014 when Peter Liang pow-powed him, and what happened?
And Dana Tyler is off today. We begin with breaking news. No jail time for Officer Peter Liang, convicted of shooting and killing an unarmed man in a stairwell. Instead, Liang was sentenced to 5 years probation and 800 hours of community service. CBS 2's Lou Young was there when the sentence was announced. He's live in downtown Brooklyn with reaction for us. Lou.
Yeah, the Brooklyn DA had already recommended no jail time for the former rookie cop, but the judge went even further, as you mentioned, reducing the charge from manslaughter to criminally negligent homicide. For many of the demonstrators outside the courthouse here on the street, that fell far short of justice.
Let us breathe!
High emotions outside the courthouse moments after a fired New York City cop had his manslaughter conviction reduced to a lesser charge with no jail time. The family and supporters of Kai Gurley, the innocent man gunned down by a police bullet in a dark stairwell last year, say they feel betrayed. His aunt stood with his girlfriend, Melissa Butler, who saw Gurley die.
This young lady here was with him when he...
So now, as we go into this Cyrus Belton situation, I have to ask a question to the black community and my fellow Democrats. We already had a history of knowing that these immigrants was against us. They wasn't with us. Whenever something would go down in regards to us and their communities, they would side with their communities, even when they knew it was wrong. Even when they knew it was wrong. They knew that Sandu, or whatever she was guilty of what she did, but the Korean and the Asian community stood strong and firm behind her. And she received no jail time, right? That W judge let her off, right? And that was right before the riots. Then you had this Kai Gurley situation in Brooklyn. And the Asian community came out right or wrong, weak or strong, stood in solidarity with Peter Liang, to the point where the DA recommended no jail time and the judge even doubled down. But your Democrats still came out with this black and brown and POC coalition, and y'all went right along with it. You supported it, right? They was right in your face supporting these immigrants over you. Now we have the Cyrus Belton situation, and everybody's crying. But if you notice, where are the Democrats? Where they at? We're looking high and low. They're invisible. So now you have Cyrus' mother speaking like this.
Being here is very difficult. However, I am going to be Cyrus strong because my son was strong. My son was smart. He was loving. He was kind. I cannot believe that from the time he stepped into that store, as we all saw, he was racially profiled. They followed him around. He was shopping. He took 4 waters, he put them back. He even showed them by shaking his hoodie that he took nothing. And he walked out of the store. He didn't argue with them. He didn't have any confrontation. He didn't curse them. He just walked out. He was respectful. And yet 2 grown people chased him. He fell and they shot him. He shot him dead, like as if he was a dog. And I do not understand how that jury can come back and say that he was not guilty. He was in a runner's stance. It was shown by the pathologist, and they said he was not guilty. It was devastating for me to get a call from Alvin S. Glenn letting me know that Rick Chow was released. That broke me more than you can ever imagine, because my murderer of my son was set free. And it's not fair, and it's unjust. And nobody can tell me that this is not racially motivated, because I'm not supposed to be on social media anyway. But when I go and I look at my social media, I have racist people coming to my page, going under my son's pictures, leaving the most horrific things, saying that they're glad he's dead, good riddance, and I am tired. I don't want this to happen to any other child. No black or brown child should have to go through this. No parent should have to go through this. This has to stop today. And I just learned today that South Carolina, if it's a murder charge, that they cannot bring in any of your prior acts. Rick Chow shot 2 people before. Rick Chow accosted a child in that store and beat her up with a gun on her hip. And none of that information could be brought to light. And I do not think that is fair. And if that is on the law books, that needs to be changed. Because if that was not there, then my son would have gotten justice. And to allow this person to terrorize this neighborhood for 12, 13 years is ridiculous. And it's just showing that it's okay to treat black and brown people wrong, and it's not. My son loves everybody. He would tell me like, oh, Mom, you're being judgmental. You shouldn't do that. That's against God. And the devil shot him dead, and he laid right there. And we got no justice from South Carolina. And I think it is disgusting, and I don't even know why. I have no words. But every day, I will not be able to speak to my son, hear his voice change, see him grow, go to prom. He will never get married. I would never hold my grandchildren, nothing. But Chow is able to go home with his lion son, Andy Chow, and they're able to have dinner with the wife, Alice, who all three of them came out that store, and they chased my baby. And I think the entire family should be held accountable because it was racially profiled. And I do not think that it is right, and they all should be punished. And I don't know what laws that we need to create to help our people, but it needs to be done, and it needs to be done now. Cyrus should not be gone. None of our children should be gone from the acts of racism, from profiling, from any of that. He should be here. And until the world treats us like we are human beings, I mean, come on. Y'all hire us. Y'all want us around. You like our culture. You want to listen to the music. You want to wear our clothes. You want to do all of that stuff. But when it comes to protecting us and when it comes to looking at our children, you look at us as if we are animals, and we are not. I am a college-educated woman. I hold a master's degree in information technology management. My son was not a thug. He was a 14-year-old boy who was trying to find his way. And for any person that acts like when they were 14, 15, 16, 17, that they did not do nothing wrong, that they did not smoke and drink and have sex and do whatever that they were not supposed to do by their parents, it is a lie. And it is judgmental, and I refuse to allow any of you to sit up there and make it seem like we were bad parents, because we were not. All of our children make mistakes, but I don't see anybody saying, oh, well, you know what? My kid did X, Y, and Z. My kid did X, Y, and Z. No, they're coming onto my page and try to demonize my child, and I will not have it. And it stops today. Keep your opinions to yourself. And until you are in my shoes and you have to bury a child, I don't want to hear nothing from you.
So the sad part is, even in my sister speaking, her programming is so strong, she still mentioned the black and brown. The black and brown. Now I want you guys to understand something. He had these prior incidents. And whether they could present it in court or not, the judge knew about them. The DA knew about them. The jury heard about them. But again, my foundational black Americans, you have no allies and no friends. And you've been lied to. They're telling you to support these groups that don't support you. And what they're going to do, when it's time to run again, they may try Kamala out there. See, right now you're upset, but they're going to use psychological warfare on you. As a black women want power. Black women want a voice. Black women want position. So they're going to throw Kamala out there again and lure you right back in to get you to go vote at 100% clip. You got to wake up. Stop falling for their tactics. She's one of them. She didn't even love a black person enough to marry one, right? So don't fall for that tactic. Now we're saying that they want you to boycott the Asian stores, right? My only question is, what type of other alternatives do we have, right? Because remember what I told y'all, FBA is a lifestyle. It's now you have to start loving your brother, loving your sister, treating each other, treating people right. See, they do what they do to us because they bank on us not coming together. They bank on us not loving each other. They bank on us not respecting each other. They bank on us not having cultural integrity. They bank on us not rocking with each other. I'm telling you. That's why they feel like they don't have to respect you, because you still got to go outside of your people to come to us. We can do whatever we want to do to you. You're going to be mad for a minute. You're going to tear stuff up and show us to take care of that. That's how they view you, right? So now you got black people even questioning this.
Here y'all go talking about another boycott, knowing that it ain't gonna work. I understand what happened with that young man. Yes, he was a child. I understand, but every time we talk about doing a boycott, we're good starters, but we're not good finishers. Okay? Because first of all, we don't have a good rapport with one another. All right? Black people, we do not get along with one another. We don't. We have a very poor relationship, because as soon as you say something smart to me, I'm not going to sit back and I'm not going to just take it in. No, I'm going to say something smart back, because that's what we do. We come from the same trenches. We know the same game. We was kind of familiarized with the same household a little bit. So therefore, we don't feel like we need to take that smack from off one another. That's where it's going to fail right there. Okay? Because soon as somebody come into your establishment and you do the first, when I see the white of your eyes because you don't roll your eyes in the back of my head, that's when I'm going to take my money back and I'm going back to Mr. Chim again. You understand me? We don't have a good rapport with one another because black people have poor customer service skills with one another.
Now, even though I don't like what this woman is saying, history has shown that this woman is correct. History has shown that this woman is correct. So I keep saying that foundational black American is just not a lineage, it's a lifestyle, it's a culture. And are we willing to make the sacrifices that's needed in order to get our communities back? Because all of these things are happening over and over and over again, because I believe that God is sending you a sign to wake up. The doors are opening up. There's a portal opening up, and it's allowing you to now come together as a group and wake up. Because now you have young people that was on that Democratic plantation so strong, right? Now all of a sudden they sound like the grassroots foundational black Americans. Listen to how they talking.
If this year hasn't taught black Americans anything, I hope it has taught y'all that we need to stick together and forget everybody else. We've had every example from the polls, Latinos voting against us. We've had examples of Ashley, whatever her name was, that was spewing racial slurs about black people. Mind you, a police officer. And now an Asian man getting off on unaliving a little boy in South Carolina by the name of Cyrus. I want y'all to take this opportunity after the protest and everything to really sit down and make a choice to choose yourselves. Choose our people and our people only. It's time to forget about the unity with the POCs and just start worrying about black Americans and black Americans only. That is the only way we are going to get the change that we need. We keep carrying the weight of everybody on our uphill battle, and they're just holding us back. I want y'all to really sit back and think and ask yourselves, have they really been supporting us this whole time? Or have they been using us to support their causes, then turning their back on us? Just think about it. Even with the case with Cyrus being unalived and Chow being found not guilty, not one Asian person has come across my timeline protesting or speaking against the not guilty verdict. There were no Latinos that spoke against the lady using racial slurs. And they just showed us in the polls that they didn't give us. Like, what more do we need? We already know that white people are against us. When will we get it through our head that there's no unity with the POCs? Which is not even a real thing, but that's another story for another day.
So I keep hearing the sayings, we got to stick together. We got to do this. We got to do that. But are we really going to do it? Are you guys willing to hold the Democratic plantation accountable and say you will no longer have our votes if you're going to prioritize other groups over our communities while we're being gentrified out of our communities? You go to every stores within the community, we don't own nothing. Are you going to continue to allow this? Are you going to call out the Democratic strategy and tell them that it's not working? Right now, they've been redistricting, losing their seats, and they asking black boys to come save them. While at the same time, black boys are still looked at as a menace to society, where now other groups have bitten the fruit of W supremacy. And now they also look at your children through that same lens. Yes, they see your children through that same lens now. So now they have these other people where it takes 15 minutes to come through with a verdict and say he's a menace, he's black. We have black fatigue. And now we have to say that there's been a colossal failure amongst black leadership in protecting the images of black people. When will you take a stand, or you continue to watch your children burn? Because we having to sit here and watch this.
Much I can say, really, because you heard it first. What I can say is I am very disappointed in our justice system.
We all are.
I don't understand. I mean, you get shot in the back. You try to shop when black, first of all. You try to just be yourself. Just because you're not in suit and tie or slacks, dress shoes, I guess you're labeled a thug all the time, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Your hair's not neat. I guess everybody don't have their own ways about being who they can be later on in life or right then to make themselves become who they're gonna be. Well, our baby will never get that. He'll never get that. Just like his mom says, we would never see him. We would never know what he could have been, where he could have been, what he would have brought for us as family. We are lost for words. But one thing I can say, we got a lot of family out here. We got a lot of family. We appreciate everyone out here all the time, because if you don't stick up with each other, we all will fall. We all will fall. We need to really look at this, take another look at the system, because something's not right. I mean, what did you all see? You see, what did you get? Not guilty. How? How? Who brought? Who? I mean, goodness, what jury? Where was that jury from? You got, once again, a little boy. Yeah, he's kind of tall.
I forgot to include the fact that he was a black child. The diminution of value of black life has got to stop. And it doesn't matter at whose hands. It started off at Mr. Chow's hands and it ended with that jury's hands. But it doesn't matter. Our children have value. Our children have worth. Your child had worth. I stand here today because we have got to impose even those values on ourselves. That our children are not thugs. That our children, even in trying to protect themselves, end up in situations where they get a bullet in their back and a jury says that that is okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not. Not okay. It is not. We cannot believe for one more second that our children, because of the color of their skin, are worth less than those that don't look like us. I challenge those who say, well, that's what the jury said. There were blacks on the jury. There was a black prosecutor. And so it is what it is. I challenge you to show me in this country where that has happened and the assailants look like us and the victim did not. That's right. That's right. I get frequent phone calls about, well, the prosecution, they should have asked for voluntary manslaughter. Well, what they don't realize, even in asking that question, you're suggesting to me that a 14-year-old with a bullet in his back, his value cannot reach the level of murder? They should have started off with less than murder? No more. No. This was nothing less than a bullet in the back and murder, no different than it would have been on a white store owner being chased by black children, on a Chinese kid running out of a store being chased by two black kids. This was exactly what the prosecution said it was, and I'm sorry that the jury didn't agree, but the jury was wrong. And while we have to respect what the jury said because we don't have a choice, they were wrong. And those that looked at it and said, well, how is there malice? Because he was shot in the back after running for his life. And if you listen to the witnesses, they said when he came out of the store, he had nothing but fear in his eyes. And he was running so fast, he lost his shoe. And he kept on running. And what did Mrs. Chow do? She went and got the shoe. They said, well, he had no money when he found him. Do you think that people would pick up somebody else's shoe, wouldn't pick up the cash? Have you not heard of Cash App? Did he need cash in his pocket in order to pay for the water bottles that he did not steal, that he didn't pick up, that he didn't leave the store with? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a simple case of someone armed running with their adult son as they chased a 14-year-old child over a football field's length and shot him in the back. This was what the family saw, what the community saw, what the whole world now sees. This was a murder, and it is gone without the ability to hold someone accountable.
So I'm telling you, family, you can protest, you can tear up stuff. That means nothing. History is showing it means nothing. You have to understand how to move politically. And the first aspect of getting reparations is reparations in the mind. Knowing who you are and knowing who you are not. And once we get to that space and place, only then and only then can we change the realities that we want. We have to become the realities that we're desiring. We have to first become that. You have to be the image that young people can see. You have to be the leadership that we say we require. You have to walk in that walk. If you're not willing to sacrifice and be committed to it, then this is going to continue to happen. New leadership, new voice. The old has to go because it's not working. Now we're waiting for a verdict on this Carmelo Anthony case. And black leadership has failed. So now, what are you going to do about it? I keep telling you, foundational Black American is not just a lineage, it's a culture. It's the way that we treat each other. It's the way that we love on each other. We're not born with one less chromosome. We're not incapable of doing what all these other groups are doing. But they know that they don't have to respect us because they know that we got to go outside of our own people to go to everybody else to get the things that we need. So who are they to respect? That's the way that they view us. While at the same time wanting to take all of your culture. The ball's in our court, baby. What we going to do about it? What we going to do about it? Y'all gotta let me know what y'all think, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. And remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.